EU heavyweights Macron and Merkel to discuss future of bloc. Emmanuel Macron is set to meet German Chancellor Angela Merkel in Paris on Friday to talk about the future of Europe and upcoming priorities, the office of the French leaders has announced amid a showdown with the UK. The meeting will come one day after the French president meets Theresa May to discuss Britain increasing payments to tackle Calais border controls. And Mr. Macron is eager to throw his weight around with Germany as he plans to discuss EU reform efforts which have been delayed as Mrs. Merkel has faced political issues forming a coalition in Germany. Mrs. Merkel's Christian Democrats, CDU, party is poised to sign a deal with the Social Democrats, SPD, which could see a new coalition between the two parties following nearly 4 months without a German government. But Mr. Macron is eager for Germany, the EU's financial powerhouse, to help him to push through his ambitious reforms for the bloc. The French president wants to see more European policies that would allow financial transfers between countries as he thinks this would better prepare the Eurozone for a future crisis. During his electoral campaign, Mr. Macron pledged to overhaul the EU and make it stronger. The talks between the French and German leaders will come 2 days before a vote on Mrs. Merkel's coalition with the SPD. On Sunday, 600 delegates from Germany's Social Democrats will be asked to sign off a coalition with Mrs. Merkel's Conservatives. France and Germany have long shared a strong partnership on EU issues, with Mrs. Merkel putting Mr. Macron's plans for EU reform at the center of her coalition talks. Their meeting will be held a day after Germany's acting finance minister Peter Altmaier, one of Mrs. Merkel's closest allies, meets his French counterpart Bruno Le Maire for talks in Paris. Mrs. Merkel is still battling to save her leadership after she failed to clinch a majority in the September elections after losing voted to the far-right Alternative for Germany party. Mr. Macron has said citizens should be given a greater say on what happens in the EU, which could include democratic conventions and public debates. Thanks you for watching. Please subscribe News 2U channel. Goodbye and see you again.